Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me as always,
Eric Icarus.
the gentleman ghost himself,
Oh,
kids.
you know it, baby.
You can follow us on Instagram at the REC Podcast or at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow my wonderful comic book store at 7679 North Union Boulevard at REC Comics. And you can follow the bomb dude.
Eric J. Wilden _ Wait a minute, help
Esquire.
me out here. Is it Eric J. Wilden Esquire?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. You'll find him.
You'll find me like Eric J. Wilden _ Esquire.
He can only be found by those who seek him. Okay, that is just how it goes. How are you doing this week, brother?
I'm okay, man.
Nice.
Like, getting here. Yeah, we filled up on some fast food a little bit, so I'm a little sluggish right now.
Oh God, I needed it. Eric's my what do you call that? Life preserver.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was out with a friend of the show, AJ, last night. I got some nice drinking, and I needed some greasy food today, kids. Some greasy food. I feel good. I feel much better. I do feel sluggish, but I feel great.
Goat meat.
Goat meat. Our bodies sluggish with goat meat. It was a weird night. Speaking of weird nights, the weird nights just keep getting weirder for our Eric's boy Ezra Miller. Eric's them Ezra Miller, of Flash fame, of Fantastic Beasts fame, of accosting people any chance he gets for no reason fame. We talked about him last week. He was in the news, or 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Right.
For getting into a scuffle at this
karaoke bar.
Last year or 2 years ago, he had gotten in another scuffle where he wanted to fight some woman in a fan, really. And after he got out of jail in Hawaii this week, he accosted further.
Yes, he did. He was living in this small town in Hawaii in a hostel with a married couple that he met at the farmer's market in Hawaii, and he was paying $500 to live there a month, and they were the ones that actually posted his bail to get out of jail.
Yeah.
And after a couple hours after he had left jail, he was seen, or according to the couple, bursting into their room and calling them awful names. We don't need to get into it, but it was pretty awful.
Yeah.
And so they filed a restraining order against him.
Yes. So this begs the question, because apparently Warner Brothers then had some emergency meeting to discuss the future of Ezra Miller. Several of his projects have been shelved, apparently. And even though The Flash and Fantastic Beasts are done and in the can, I believe The Flash got moved again outside of this incident to 2023. But who knows? And I mean, if this guy can't get wrangled in,
right.
Like you can't. He can't be the face of a franchise, especially since he keeps having a lot of violence towards women.
Right.
I'm waiting for somebody to beat this dude up that
he loses his non-binary status.
Yeah, he loses the protection of that. It's like,
look, I'm non-binary. I can punch and strangle women.
Dude, it's so upsetting. Yeah, this is a guy who never really had the hearts of the male fans, for sure. I enjoyed his portrayal of Barry because it was different,
right?
Autistic and this and that and blah blah blah. It's a very very new take on it.
Sure.
But he has not earned the right for any type of forgiveness from the fans, as far as I'm concerned, especially since some of the people have been either fans of his, doing absolutely nothing wrong,
right,
and trying to help him, and those are the people that he's turned on. So this guy is dealing with some kind of demons.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, it's got to be... I don't want to be too hard on him, because it seems like maybe he is suffering from a mental condition. Maybe he's having a complete mental break. I mean, fame does things to people, dude.
It does.
But I mean, this could be an underlying thing that nobody really knows about.
But whoever's close to him needs to get in there and try to get him some help. At least the studio, because we're not too far gone.
Right.
But I mean, dude, I've been.
Well, like you said, they're already calling to replace him.
I mean,
fans are the ones petitioning to replace him. They want they're wanting the guy who played the Flash on the TV show.
Yeah, Grant Gustin.
Yeah. They're actually petitioning for that right now. Which, I mean, in lieu of all this universe hopping that all these big comic book franchises are doing, it could be an easy out. Mm-hmm. It could be a real easy out.
I'd be good to get Grant, but the rest of the supporting cast from The Flash could all, suck eggs. The show is boring. He's basically supporting character in his own show. I've never seen the Flash get knocked out so many times in like 75 years of comics. The guy gets knocked out every single episode.
Like from like just
rando stuff happening.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's like get him a helmet and let's. So I'm all right that we do this, and then they work it into where. Barry gets sucked into the Speed Force and we just start focusing on Wally.
Yeah, let's get Wally.
Let's just screw it.
Is it Wally in the show or is it Barry in the show?
It's Barry in the show. Wally's in there as well.
Okay.
He is a Kid Flash. And they've gone heavily woke on the CW shows in a negative aspect. When I use when I use the term woke, I usually mean it in a negative aspect to where they're forcing agendas that really distract away from the show.
Right.
And it's boring and hardly any of my customers like the show. So
is it still going?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So, I know you've dropped out of it a while ago. There was a point when you loved it.
Yeah, like seasons 1 and 2 I really enjoyed, and then after that it's just like, oh my gosh, I cannot get into this. But give me that a million times over than having to deal with this Ezra Miller BS.
I know it. I think it comes to the point where I really think the studios are going. I mean, it's just too. He's a lightning rod, dude. They don't want to deal with that.
And nobody's watching his projects because of him.
No,
he's not a
he's not a Henry Cavill.
He's not a Will Smith in his prime. Big box office draw. He's just nuclear like Will Smith is right now.
I don't. It's guy. He was in Suicide Squad. What's up with DC? And they just can't keep their cast in line,
dude.
Man.
They're always having problems. I mean.
I'm telling you, Disney has got. They got their actors scared, man. They got them shook. You don't see them messing up, dude.
No.
They're complete angels out there, man.
I mean, and it all started with, we're gonna corral one of the Hollywood bad boys in Robert Downey Jr. And it's like if they Now, granted, Robert Downey Jr. turned the corner and did all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he was King Lightning Rod for a minute,
and that shows you that if you keep your nose clean, they'll make you one of the biggest stars in the world.
You'll be a demigod.
Yeah, like this is a guy who, we would have had this same conversation. Like people need to stop. Messing with Robert Downey Jr. and blah, 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 blah. And I would have been downplaying arguably my favorite actor alive right now.
Sure, absolutely. It's funny. I before the show, I was doing a little research on Ezra, and I found out he posed for Playboy.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he did. Show my boy a picture of it.
It was not welcoming to me. He's a genuine, he's an objectively like handsome dude. He's got that strong jaw, but I don't like skinny dudes. I don't like, I need a little bit of meat.
I mean, it's fine. I'm not trying to call him out on anything, but I don't know, man. His whole vibes just screams virtue signaling, attention grabbing.
Yeah.
And I really, like you said, I think he's just got some things to take care of.
He's going to mess around and try to choke the wrong woman, and somebody's going to...
And it's going to be... Never mind.
Yeah. He's gonna choke himself,
Nope.
Nope. All right. I'm not gonna dig.
I was gonna say, you don't need. Nope, not gonna say it.
We're good.
We're gonna kick that. We're gonna kick off YouTube. I'll tell you after the show.
That's enough. That's enough about Ezra Miller. We have far more.
Well, what's better than Ezra? Is this next thing better than Ezra?
It is. It's much better than Ezra because we are talking about. Somebody else who's got some mental issues, and Mark Spector.
Hey, but still maintaining his cool. I'll take Mark Spector over Ezra Miller any day.
Any day. Episode 2 of Moon Knight came out this past week.
Yes.
It was arguably a more enjoyable episode than episode 1, which I still liked, but was a bit lukewarm with some people.
Me too.
But it opens up a lot of questions that we need. I do have some concerns about it, and I'll voice those. But did you enjoyed the episode?
Oh God, I loved it, dude.
Yeah,
I think this is where it made me like the first episode a lot better.
That was something that a couple of my customers said.
It clarified a lot of things, and I should have been a little more patient. I think I was just really wanting more. Moon Knight, as opposed to kind of just the Mark Spector story.
Yeah,
which in theory this is the Mark Spector story.
Sure.
But watching the second episode, you really get a grasp on makes you want to go back and watch that first episode. So they know what they're doing, man.
The thing that I find that I really enjoyed was how good Khonshu looks.
Oh God, right.
Khonshu looks really.
They put
really
some work
cool.
into that.
Yeah, especially like the disembodied head over the body.
It looks like right from the pages.
Yes.
Of the Warren Ellis book.
Oh, completely. And we will obviously be talking spoilers, kids. So if you haven't watched episode 2, what's wrong with you? Episode 3 is coming up soon.
But, you can keep watching this.
Yeah, keep watching us, man. And if we spoil it for you, we're not going to spoil everything. We're just going to spoil some story points to get our points across.
Right.
There's been a lot of talk of that. I don't know if you've seen this in the news, that Thor: Love and Thunder is going to have the shortest time between its release date and its initial trailer release. So we still haven't had a Thor: Love and Thunder. This is on track, guys. I haven't left Moon Knight.
Okay.
And a big theory online is because maybe something in Moon Knight might pertain to what's going on in Thor: Love and Thunder. This is pure conjecture, but the internet believes this to an extent.
Sure.
And I believe the previous record for the shortest time between trailer release and film release was also Thor: Ragnarok. But there was a lot of cool things that they showed us in that trailer, and I think there may be some cool things that we may see.
Right. Well, I can understand Thor Ragnarok because it was the one before Endgame, right?
No,
okay.
It was the one before Infinity War.
That's right. Yeah. So I mean, sure, there was a lot of spoilers, so I get it.
That's true. Here's my theory. I was talking with Big Tuna earlier today. He came by the shop. Shout out to Big Tuna. What if I want people to think that I paused. What if we know that Ethan Hawke's character Harrow, I think Harrow or however you say his name, in episode 2, it's fine that he's trying to raise Amunet or Amuet, an Egyptian god.
Right.
What if it's not her? Ooh. What if it's Gore the God Butcher?
Makes sense.
Trying to, he's kind of locked up, so we get a quasi Christian Bale tie-in because we know Christian Bale is playing Gore in Thor: Love and Thunder. And this is completely wild speculation, but if there were to be a tie-in, at the very least, maybe it is Gore, or maybe Gore's pulling the strings to have this god resurrected so he can slay her. Oh. And get her power or whatever it is they want to do. This is just big brain
I like it, though.
Theory. I have no idea, but that could be interesting.
Right.
That could be interesting.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yes. God Bomb, I believe, is a storyline in which Gore is introduced in the Thor series. And you have some really, really interesting, he's got ties to Null, the god of the symbiotes. And I mean, they could be just leaning into a whole pantheon of Marvel gods. I mean, we've got Ereshkigal as the Celestials. We've got all of these other god level beings.
Oh, yeah. And we still haven't even hit up the Olympians yet. So, and the Eternals didn't exist. That didn't happen. The Eternals is the Iron Fist.
Look, oh man, Eternals is the Iron Fist of the MCU. Holy crap! Oh my god, to where like I don't hate it, but I'm, it's like when you're dad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed,
which is worse.
It is worse, kids. It is.
Because when you're mad at something, you just you're like, well, I'm mad. When you're disappointed, it's like you were like, come on, you're better than this, baby.
Yeah. But I just wanted to get that out of my head while I had it, because I'm sure I'll forget it later. We also had the Mr. Knight reveal in the episode.
Yes.
And I've been dying to know what you think about it.
Oh God, I love it.
You do.
I mean, it's a little different.
Okay. Yeah.
But as far as it looks really aesthetically great. I like the little crack down the middle. Like it's splitting off. Little details like that I love.
Sure.
But yeah, the reveal is great. By the way, we can kind of go into it a little bit. I mean, the fight is amazing.
Yeah.
It kind of calls back to him being a boxer. He gets those moves in there. Yeah. I really enjoyed it, man.
I think I need to cosplay as Mr. Knight, or you could actually. Oh my God, dude, you would be so.
Mr. Knight?
You should do Mr. Knight. I'll do Full Moon Knight.
Oh, there we go.
I didn't like it.
Okay. Was it the wraps on his loafers?
No, it was not. Yeah, I'm getting past my wraps issue. It felt too silly.
What?
It felt too silly for
it
me.
made sense for Mr. Knight.
I know, and I'm not saying that I hated it, but I don't know. It didn't. It felt like white Deadpool. Like the shape of the mask looks very Deadpool to me.
Oh man,
it's
you cut. It is.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, a lot like it. It looked a lot like a Deadpool look, and it was really distracting for me. And it would have been better if he was a little bit more like not as inept when he was the Mr. Knight persona. He was doing better, but it would have been better if it was like a really good like balance between Mark's skills and then Steven like driving. Like I would have been really into that. But it was silly. He's like on the guy and he's getting shook around.
Yeah.
It was just it was far more silly than I wanted.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of Deadpool vibes from the mask work. So sorry to ruin that for you. But
it's kind of.
And I didn't hate it. I just didn't. It didn't have the impact for me that I think it had on a lot of people. And I mean, as a whole, though, I enjoyed the episode. I do like the look, but the issues I have are still like I'm having a hard time aesthetically with the Moon Knight looks.
Okay, I mean
it's really weird for me.
Because you said that Mr. Knight is supposed to be calculating. He's the detective, basically. He's supposed to be. I know he's no nonsense regardless, but he's supposed to be more just like focused.
And here he was Stevie with the suit.
Yeah,
and I was just like, it didn't hit the way that I wanted it to.
I'm going to concede. You're right. I think I was so happy to see Mr. Knight, and it kind of like usurped all of my common sense because I was so happy. I love Moon Knight. I love all his personalities. Yeah. But you're right. That wasn't Mr. Knight.
It wasn't. Like
it really wasn't Mr. Knight.
Yeah, and like I don't know. It's just, Mr. Knight's not an old character in the last 10 years or so. I think
2013.
2013. So, that's a good. I think I mentioned this in another episode. It's a good season 2 or even season 3 reveal that we have yet another.
I think you're right, man.
Another dude emerging. The dudes are converging, man. It feels like.
Yeah, I think that would have been the way to do it. You flesh out one personality. You hint at the other ones.
Well, because we already have Mark and Stevie. We still have a ton of stuff to do.
You're right. Damn.
So, I know. It's just how I feel. I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody. It was still very enjoyable. It was
cool, but now I'm like, okay, I've got issues now.
The thing I liked the most about the episode that isn't me inferring anything is the idea that Harrow was the avatar for Khonshu before Mark. And the idea of a Moon Knight legacy that Now, what's funny is that in comics, they've been echoing this a little bit. We've seen not one, but 2 different alternate reality versions of Moon Knight that were women and different Fists of Khonshu.
Okay.
So, they are setting some of those things up. But one of them, though, was, oh my God, she had the awesome name in Loki. Renslayer was her last name. Something Renslayer. She was like the head judge, Renslayer.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
We had that. I can't remember her first name in the it was something Renslayer, but one of the alternate Moon Knights was her. It was Renslayer as a Moon Knight.
That's kind of cool, actually. Okay.
So that's cool, and it's not something like, again, I haven't read all the Moon Knight stuff, but I remember when they did it in Iron Fist. Where they had the legacy of Iron Fist, which we had already known that there had been other Iron Fists, but they hadn't really expound upon that. Right. They did that in the Fraction and Brubaker run.
If you haven't read it, go read it, kids.
It's fantastic. It's my favorite. One of my, if not my favorite, it's up there with my favorite Iron Fist runs. I'd like to see Fraction and
they kind of did that in the last season of Iron Fist. They kind of cherry picked from that a little bit. Second season is actually the best from Iron Fist.
I didn't even watch it. I was so I didn't even watch it.
They only gave it like 5 episodes too. They drastically cut. It doesn't matter.
No worries.
Guys, doesn't matter. But
So yes, the idea of a Moon Knight legacy has me very interested, even if they just do it this one-off.
Sure.
But it was something that I didn't see coming.
Right.
It's very cool. We do have this kind of erratic Khonshu, which was very much how he's been portrayed in the last few years. Like, hey man, kill this person.
Yep.
Let's go. Just impatient. So there is more going on here. But I do like the idea that I have that there could, if there is a Thor tie-in, that it would be a God Butcher related.
Why not?
Yeah,
we're dealing with other deities.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Because I believe the Godslayer, he doesn't kill exclusively as guardian gods. I think he's just out for all of it. All of it.
Yeah. He was going through like worlds, if you have deities, he's got to kill them.
Yep.
He just loves it.
He's going out. He's going for God.
Yes.
He's going for you, man.
So look out.
Look out, God. He's coming for you. But other than that, I thought it was a good episode.
I
like
did.
the scarab.
Yes. Yeah. There's tons to like about it, but I think part of what we like to do on this show is not just, if you listen to our very first episode, we try to stay away from just completely sugarcoating everything with our review of Captain Marvel, which I still enjoy the movie. But if you go back to listen to episode 1,
It's when we talk really like this.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah,
I thought it was, I thought the soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah. We've come a long way, kids. We're at almost 250 episodes. So.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say subs. I'm like, oh my God, we spiked.
People.
Come on, guys.
We have our fan base, and that's
and
cool.
I love you guys.
Yeah, just tell your friends. Tell your friends. Get them in on that. Get us some more subscribers.
Yeah. If you get us to 1,000 subs in the next 6 months, I will make out with him.
That's not what we want, but you're going to get a tattoo, we said.
Yeah.
Did
I say 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000 for a tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it, kids.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to end somewhat on an interesting note that I think needs to be addressed because we were right in some of our theorizing about Miss Marvel. Trailer dropped. It was met with very, very mixed reviews. Probably the most mixed reviews I've seen on a Marvel project in a long time.
Since the Eternals.
No, because people seem to want to see Eternals at first, and then it's just like the longer it took. Anyway, I'm done defending the Eternals, Eric. It was all right. But Miss Marvel got an official PG rating.
Yes, it did.
It's the first MCU property to get a PG rating.
Right.
Which we felt that it was very geared. It was gearing young.
Yeah.
And it looks like Marvel's doing it. They're like, hey, we want to make this. So it'll be interesting to see how she can come then into the PG-13 landscape.
Sure.
Because if she builds a young adult fan base that is not prepared for, some of those MCU movies are pretty dark. Winter Soldier.
Get dark. Yeah.
Even Avengers, some of it's dark. So,
if she's she's a flagship for home movie, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can't, her being in an Avengers movie, she's not the main focus.
No,
she's just in it,
true.
you know?
We just need the
And
powers.
if you're going PG to PG-13, it's not that big of
it's not a huge jump.
But you get away with a lot in PG-13. You really do.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
To do a PG Marvel movie. Why not?
Or show.
Rather.
Yeah. Especially for what it seems like they're aiming for.
Why not?
And, we're going to age out at some point. Like, as Marvel fans, we're going to age out in their demographic.
Yeah.
And you've got to start. And, I think we're seeing it with all of this Young Avengers, hints and everything. Like I've been saying, this is the next step. And the big thing, and if Kevin Feige and his team can figure this out, they'll just keep earning their place in Valhalla. But, can they not lose a bunch of fans? Because that's the thing. That's what happens when we do this young, when we try to get younger and things, you lose a lot of the old heads.
Right. Well, I think that's why they're doing it with a relatively brand new character.
Sure.
And I think, they're not doing it with Thor.
Yeah.
If you did a PG Thor movie, that's when you start losing fans.
That's true.
That's true. At least they're coming right up the gate saying, listen, this isn't going to be for, everybody, even though I think they're trying to market it for everybody.
They want to market for everybody, but there definitely has a target audience.
There you go.
Now.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
There's a target, but I think it'll be like when, a lot of the animated cartoons in the world today, like in a lot of cases, you can watch them with your kids because they have some, adult humor.
Yeah, a little wink and nudge.
Yeah. And maybe
Pixar gets away with it.
Yeah. And maybe Miss Marvel will have that too, where it's like, like I'm going to be able to watch this with my oldest, and she's going to really enjoy it. I'm going to be like,
be able to laugh about it. Yeah.
And then she'll want me to take her to Avengers because Miss Marvel's going to be in there too.
Yeah, there you go.
At least that's my hope.
I think that's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's geared towards kids, and it's I think it's going to be touching a lot of kids, man.
Yeah, I think
So it's going to be directed by Woody Allen.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! How dare you? How dare you? You guys, this is the best that we can do. Sometimes the best we can hope for. Uncle Eric here, he's got quite the mouth on him, and he does a good job of keeping it together. So we got to let him have his Woody Allen joke every now and again.
You want me to do my Woody Allen impression?
I do not want you to do your Woody Allen impression. You get one. You almost had two this week. Okay,
I didn't say the other
you almost
one.
had two. We'll talk. Yeah, I said almost. All right, kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Let us know what you think below. Are you enjoying Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Have I changed your thoughts on the Mr. Knight
costume
a
dude.
bit? Sorry,
I'm
it
okay
was not
with
my
it, though.
plan.
I'm okay with it.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Please tell your friends. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
You know what, Ezra? Dude, chill out.
Yeah, man.
Chill out, them. They.
Yeah. Chill out, you.
Chill out, use.
Yeah, use guys.
I mean, if it comes out that he does have a legit mental illness, I just hope you get better.
Yeah.
Jokes are jokes, but I hope you get better, Holmes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just chill out, man.
Yeah.
You got the world in the palm of your hands. It's tipping. It's tipping though.
I mean, we all want to strangle people at a karaoke bar.
Yeah.
Just don't go to them.
Yeah. Don't go, or you fight karaoke with karaoke. All right, you go up there, you do your thing. That's how we fight in a karaoke bar, not with our fists, but with our renditions of the Gin Blossoms, Allison Road. All right, kids. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Erik and Roman.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.